We are in Tunis, the capital of Tunisia. I booked this yesterday, this whole trip, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to be doing here. However, I'm excited to be here. I've been to Morocco, I've been to Egypt, so let's see how Tunisia comes up against those two countries. But without further ado, let's get into the video. أهلا ومرحبا بكم في تونس وتونسي. So no first impressions video would be complete without telling you my arrival story. So yesterday, London Gatwick, typical European summer, flight delays, runway closed twice. So we ended up getting to Tunisia at 2 o'clock in the morning when it should have been 11:30. I went to then book a Bolt, and I have to say I've been to Egypt and Morocco, so I don't have high expectations for Tunisia because I kind of know the scamming that goes along. And as a single Muslim man, I think it's easier to kind of deal with that compared to if you were a solo female traveler or even a group of females. Went to book a Bolt at the airport. When I arrived at Tunisia, it was 20 Tunisian money, and then someone came and was like, oh, you pay me the same and I'll take you. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And then obviously he wanted more. He wanted 30 because he said it's like a baggage fare or something, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was exhausted. I was like, I don't care, just take me to where I need to be. So he then took me, and I booked this hotel because it looked nice, and it was £45 a night, and I didn't realise it would be this nice. And I think he was a bit shocked. He was like, are you staying there? I was like, yeah. And he took me to the hotel, took me to the door inside the hotel, and then obviously he wanted more money. So I did not give him more money. I gave him the 30 that I agreed to give him in the first place. But I've come here to Tunisia and I've booked this basically 5-star dar, and I think dar is basically like the Tunisian version of a riad in Morocco, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's stunning, and it was £45 a night. So yeah, impressed so far. Streets of Tunisia. I'm not actually sure why I'm here. I'm not sure what there is to do here, but let's go find out. Okay, I have to say I'm very impressed so far. If you are going to compare Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt, I'm going to say it now, maybe this is very preemptive, but Tunisia trumps Egypt any day. And I've been here 5 minutes. Egypt is one of those places where it's got so much history. I mean, just look at the doors. Beautiful. But Egypt is one of those places that you go and it's got a lot to see, so much culture, so much history. aside from that, there's not much there. I'm sorry to say, that's my personal experience of Egypt. Okay, so a lot of their food influence, I've got mint lemonade here, is based on the French. So they have a lot of sandwiches, baguettes and stuff like that. So let's try this. This is grilled chicken, I think. Yeah, so lots of people come up to you here and just start talking. I don't really know what they want. If they want kind of to show you their shop or what, but they're like, do you speak Arabic? I'm like, no, not that much. Do you speak French? No. What do you speak? I speak English. They're like, no, sorry. I feel like they speak French more here than they do in Morocco. French tends to be used, same thing here in Tunisia, amongst the higher class people, kind of same like Pakistan and India, how they use English. English symbolizes you're educated. I think over here in this kind of the same thing if you speak French. My friend actually, who's from Libya, he told me that in kind of Tunis, they like to speak French more because it's more of a higher class thing, whereas kind of down south, they tend to be a bit more, you know, stronger on their Arab roots, and so they don't like speaking French. Okay, so this is a hotel called Hotel Royal Victoria, which apparently used to be the ex-British embassy. So we are here at the famous Bab al-Bahar. I think that's how you pronounce it. It sounded nice. So anyway, my Arabic is very limited. So this is kind of, I think they were old city walls. This is the remnants of it. And it basically nowadays forms as the entrance to the Medina. So I've just been walking through. Some of the shops are not open. A lot of them actually are just not open. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because it's hot or because it's just whatever, but okay, this happens a lot. 1 second. So whilst I do believe I've got the 40-degree curse, because it's always 40 degrees everywhere I go, it is, however, more manageable here in Tunisia than it was in Laos, because in Laos it was humid hot. Here at least the heat is very dry, and you see people wearing hijabs and, you know, in this heat, so you're like, you should be able to deal with it without. Bab al-Bahar. Bahar, it's like Bahar actually, I think. B-H-A-R. Before I die, I got pineapple juice, fresh pineapple juice. I'm not a big fan of pineapple, but it's really bloody nice. Okay, we are now at this famous clock tower. I don't know what it symbolizes. Just looks like a clock tower, I'm hoping, at least. The other thing to say, there are police everywhere here. And they're not even like, just like police people, there's like police trucks everywhere. I mean, I know Tunisia is not the most well-known place for political stability. And obviously you can't take photos of them, you can't take cameras of them. So there is one up there that I'll show you guys in a second. It's by a nice sign that's like, I heart Tunis. But there's police all around it. So it's like, you can take a photo with it, but I'm not sure you'll be able to get the whole sign in there. There's a lot of places which are just not open. In the market, just shops in general that are not open. The one thing that is actually really important for you guys to know, yesterday I arrived at 2 AM and I wanted to obviously exchange money. Now that didn't end up happening because the currency exchange was closed, even though it's an airport. So I've been looking to find somewhere to exchange currency here, and basically all the rates are just rubbish. At the airport it was giving me like basically exactly the same rate, which is around 3.97. Over here they're giving 3.88, 3.91 is the highest that I've seen. So it's a bit annoying, to be honest. Like if you look, there's just so much that's just closed, this looks barren. I mean, it's not, there's people everywhere, it's a nice atmosphere. I wouldn't say it's a night city from my arrival yesterday, it was very, very dead. like for example, so I'm actually having to re-record this because the police officer told me off. So you've got that statue with the clock tower and you've got like nice flags everywhere and you feel like it's a nice atmosphere, right? And then the road kind of just goes all the way down. It's like the Champs-Elysees, but you can see on the side, I'm not going to point my camera because he told me off already. He actually made me delete it. He watched the video and he goes, yeah, delete it. Because kind of, it briefly, for like 2 seconds, went past him like that. So anyway, they're a bit strange like that over here. I just don't really understand it. This road kind of goes all the way down and it leads to Bab al-Bahar. Al-Bahar. But there's nothing to do. Yeah, it's not. I mean, at least the Champs-Elysees in France has a Häagen-Dazs, you know? Anyway, it's just strange. I just find it very strange that they've got barriers everywhere, as if Egypt was kind of similar. Egypt had something similar. Morocco sometimes, but it's not as bad as this. And I understand they've got a political crisis, but still. When you're walking down the Champs-Elysees, as I'm going to call it, you'll see like a big cathedral. I think it's called St. Catherine's Cathedral, which is very strange considering obviously you're in a country where basically 100%, if not 95 or whatever percent of the population is Muslim. It's very strange to find a church. Obviously this is because there used to be a French colony. Place de l'Indépendance. I don't speak French, by the way, but I think I do a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. Someone just came up to me and he's speaking French and he's like, I need 500 million. I was like, bro, I said me too. At the I Heart Tunis sign, it's kind of got graffiti over, all over it, which is not great. I would show the camera myself, but I have to be honest, I'm really scared. There's like it's like a, what do you call it, a tank? Yeah, it's like a tank with like barbed wire all around it. Pretty sure he's got multiple guns in there as well, and so I'm a bit scared to show the camera because they'll probably beep and say delete it, delete it. We are approaching the end of the Champs-Elysees. Try not to die, thank you. Okay, I'm walking down this dodgy alleyway because it looked very aesthetic. There you go, there's my Baku word. I just released that video actually and I realised that I've misspelled aesthetic a few times. The thing I will say is that no matter how many streets look dodgy, I don't feel unsafe here, which is a good thing, obviously. Okay, so we got our mint tea and lemon juice, or they call it Zona. It's like a tea house kind of thing. It's really nice. Again, this is what I mean about don't care. Like, I was sitting here for like 20 minutes and they just don't care. They're like, don't ask you if you want a menu or anything, because frankly, even if you are just sitting here for like 3 hours, it just doesn't make a difference to them. So there was actually a specific cafe that I wanted to go to called Cafe Panorama, which is supposed to have nice views of the old Medina, but also the Zona Mosque. I couldn't find it, so I ended up going in this other restaurant, which happened to be the same name as the restaurant I ate at for lunch, but a different restaurant. Nevertheless, I then asked, I was like, okay, can I go and look? Is there a viewpoint? And they just don't speak English, they speak French. So I was like, can I just go see? And he goes, yeah, and then I'll have tea afterwards. So we are now up here, and this is our view. So that is the Zitouna Mosque. It really reminds me of Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca, which, by the way, if you do go to Morocco, Casablanca was like my favourite place there. I think the other thing that's really good about Tunisia so far is that people don't really seem to mind if you say, okay, can I go up, can I walk up, I want to go see something. They're like, yeah, go, you know, be my guest. I think because they don't get as much tourism as their neighbours, they're very appreciative when people do come. So it's really nice actually, I like it. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end the vlog here from Tunis and Tunisia. If you liked the video, please like, please subscribe for more from Tunisia, but also from other parts of the world. We will be going to Central Asia next week, so stay tuned for that and follow me on Instagram at Prince Amir. But otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.